Guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm a juggalo. What is going on YouTube? It is your boy Sir Jorge D Great bringing you our draft analysis for the ICP, also known as the Insane Clown Posse. You heard that right, and yes, you're looking at me correctly. I'm a juggalo. So for those who do not know, the ICP or the Insane Clown Posse is a band full of juggalos, and so some of us thought it'd be just funny if we just did him as a juggalo. So welcome to the Posse. I'm your coach of the Phalanx of Guadalajara. The brand new logo, brand new intro, all new fun stuff. I'm very excited for this team. Before I get into it, I do want to say, the first team or the first league coming back into content creating. I absolutely love this team. We've been drafting. We finished drafting about 3 weeks ago, I think, and so I'm just very excited. We initially drafted a team, and then I made some free agency trades that were of no cost, so I can sort of better build the team. I'm going to quickly break down, or I'm going to go down some of the Pokemon that we initially drafted. If I kind of speed through some Pokemon, it's because we dropped them for another Pokemon. So without further ado, let's sort of explain how the draft worked. We had about 110 points, I believe, to draft 9 to 11 Pokemon. So at the very least, we needed 9 Pokemon, but at the most, we could only have 11. So I thought going in, I didn't know whether or not I wanted only 9 or all 11. So that was kind of up in the air. So as the draft went forward, that was decided into the very end. So in terms of placements, there are 18 coaches total, which you can also just to check out. Link to all their channels will be found in the description below. But we were 17th. So we were almost at the wheel pick, but we're at the very, very end. And so all the good Pokemon like Melmetal, Hydreigon, we're all going to be basically picked. So unfortunately, we really couldn't pick too great of a first round pick. So since we were in the very back, almost to the wheel, I was able to almost pair out Pokemon really well. And going into the draft, there was these 2 Pokemon that I really wanted to draft, and I was really excited to have sort of like the combination of these 2 Pokemon, and I got them first immediately. So going into our first round pick, we picked up Musa Terrakion. So Terrakion is a phenomenal Pokemon. It's a fighting and rock type Pokemon. Really, Terrakion can just punch holes in my opponent's teams with a choice band and life orb set. I believe it gets rock polish. It's also a stealth rocker for us, but I don't think we'll collect rocks too often, to be honest. But Terrakion is just a menace for my opponents to prep for, and so I'm thrilled to have Terrakion. I had Terrakion season 1 of the BBR when we were doing it in Gen 7, and I had this funky Texas themed team, and it didn't work. It just didn't work. So we don't bring that up ever again. But Terrakion is a Pokemon that I really want to try out again because it's just a menace. So yeah, that's gonna be our first round pick, and then we had 2 more picks, and then it was us again. And so the Pokemon I really wanted to pair Terrakion with is going to be Raikou. Now Raikou is a legendary Pokemon. Oh, you're such a legendary Pokemon. Shut up to me. Raikou has a lot of options of what it can do. Mainly it can substitute and calm Mind up. And now because of Gen 8, it gets some really cool coverages. So besides our electric coverage, we get Scald. And for a electric type Pokemon to get Scald is really nice because the only Pokemons that are immune to our electric type hits or stab are ground type Pokemon. So we're able to sort of scald them, and they're weak to water, so it kind of pairs off nicely. Now we have a harder time dealing with bulky grass type Pokemon right now. Terrakion might can puncture a hole, but I think like a Tangrowth we're gonna have a harder time with. But Raikou also gets coverage in the form of Shadow Ball and Aurora Sphere. So these 2 Pokemon is what I really wanted to get immediately for the draft. And I right now we basically have about 100 speed tiers. So I thought that was really nice. And going in the next round, I realized that our team was very ground weak. I really wanted Terrakion and Raikou to be our offensive core. And so I realized, hey, they're pretty weak to ground type hits. So I really wanted to pick up a Pokemon that was immune to, the ground weakness. And I really wanted to start my Fairy Dragon Steel Core. So we picked up Latias. Latias is somebody I've used before. Again, they have the Levitate ability. They're a dragon and Psychic type Pokemon. The weakness to Dark, in my opinion, is actually kind of favorable because Terrakion gets the Justified ability, and what that does is it gives a boost in its attack by 1 stage. So Terrakion already has a monstrous attack stat, so you giving it a +1 is not going to be in your favor whatsoever, especially for a Choice Bandit or even a Choice Scarf set. So that's something my opponent has to keep in mind. That's why we picked up Latias, because it pairs well with Raikou and Terrakion, being able to come in on those ground type hits and scaring away those ground type Pokemon, because it does get Surf as coverage move. So that was our 3rd round pick. Going into the 4th, again, I was starting my Dragon Fairy Steel Core, and again, I didn't want to pick a Steel type Pokemon that was weak to a ground type hit. So I wanted to get a Pokemon with either a resistance, neutrality, or it's either neutrality or an immunity, the ground type hits. And this is a Pokemon I've used before. I've made countless thumbnails about. And so we're picking them back up. We're picking up Seawing of the Skarmory. Once again, Skarmory is a Spiker, it's a Stealth Rocker, it's a Defogger for the team. So I thought it pairs off nicely. Again, it being immune to those ground type hits. It's very, very nice. Especially because, we can, switch in, unless, it's like a Zygarde. But Skarmory kind of walls that thing anyways. It was Iron Defense Body Press. Not that, I would know that because I have brought the wrong Pokemon, but I do think that Skarmory is really nice here. Again, we sort of have like this Levitate core, but don't get too comfortable with it because again, we made some free agency trades after the draft. But I really love Skarmory. It's a really good Pokemon in my opinion. I absolutely love using it, and I think it's worth the high points it cost. So yeah, that was our 4th overall pick. Going into the 5th overall round, I really wanted to pick up Webs. We have Tailwind with Skarmory, but I really wanted Webs because I think Terrakion and Raikou under Webs is disgusting. So, looking at what Pokemon were still available, I was like, okay, we can pick up this Pokemon. It's pretty fast. It's a really reliable sticky web setter. So we went with it. We picked up Mika said the Burbombi with a base speed of 124. It's our fastest Pokemon right now. And again, it just sets up sticky webs. It's a really good offensive Pokemon, also defensive with Pollen Puff and stuff like that. So I was really excited for to drafting Mikasa. It's it's Rock Week, so we want to run like boots with it. But overall, I thought Mikasa paired off nicely with the team. I just really wanted sticky webs at the end of the day, so really why we picked up Mikasa, and it started our Fairy Dragon Steel Core. So all we have left is our Dragon type, or actually no, that completed our Fairy Dragon Steel Core with Latias. I was thinking of our last pick if you guys didn't know what we were gonna pick. Anywho, so yeah, that's gonna be our 5th round pick is gonna be Burbombi. And again, we're wheeling back, and I wanted to pick up a Fire type Pokemon, and I didn't want to pick up a Pokemon that had a weakness to ground type hits. So again, I picked up a Pokemon with a neutrality to the ground type hits. I couldn't pick a Pokemon that was Levitate. I don't think there's a Fire type with Levitate. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I didn't want to pick up Charizard or Moltres because either they were already picked, or I just didn't want to pick another Pokemon with a rock weakness. That's the one thing Skarmory kind of lacks in. It's neutral to rock. It's not resistant to those. But anywho, so I was looking at what was still available, and I've never used this Pokemon before, and I was excited to use them. We picked up Sanduscorch. Now Sanduscorch, again, it's another Bug-type Pokemon, so Dan is probably quivering in his office right now, but ooh boy, second Bug-type Pokemon. So yeah, what Sanduscorch can do is basically set up with Coil. It's pretty nasty with it actually. It gets Knockoff, it gets Leech Life, it gets Power Whip. It gets some good coverage for those Rock-type and Ground-type Pokemon. I think that can come in against it. If there's a way for it to just to set it up with the speed, it'll be like a blended policy, so that you click Power Whip into Coil, and you just have a menace on the field. Then I really like Sanduscorch. Also, it's beginning our Fairy Fire Water Steel Core, which we'll complete later on. But again, don't get comfortable with our picks overall because whenever we were drafting, I already had the mind of dropping some Pokemon. And unfortunately, Centiskor's Spoiler is going to be one of those Pokemon that we do drop. So yeah, going into the 7th round, again, I want to sort of check out the boxes of what we need, what kind of Pokemon that we need. And we needed a electric immunity. Raikou, is kind of nice, Light is kind of nice, but I still wanted an immunity nonetheless. So looking at what was still available, I still wanted a rocker and, or at least a hazard setter. So also I thought a rapid spin blocker would be nice. So we ended up picking up Palossand, Playa Negra, the Palossand. I used Sandygast in the APA Little Cup whenever I was still there before I dropped, and I absolutely love Palossand. I think it's a really cool Pokemon. It's a really cool design, and I love the shiny so much. Just the black sand is really, really cool. It's just a special defensive wall, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing much else to say. We spam Shore Up, we can spam Earth Power, Scorching Sand, Shadow Ball, whatever we want, and it's just disgusting. Unfortunately, it's a really cool ability, and what is it called? Water Compaction, in which whenever it's hit by a water type hit, its defenses is boosted, but I don't think we will ever be in a situation where we can benefit that because it's weak to water type hits. So, and typically water type Pokemon are special hitters, so it was a really cool idea, but I don't think it's gonna ever work out. Like, you would have to skill swap it, and it's just situational. So we really won't run Water Compaction. We might run Sand Veil if we want to run Sand. Question mark. Going into the 8th round pick, again, I wanted a water type Pokemon. I wanted a kind of bulky Pokemon. I really picked them up for the memes. I think this Pokemon is so derpy, but I absolutely love them for their derpiness. So our 8th overall pick is going to be Cramorant. That's right, we picked up Cramorant. I've been wanting to draft this Pokemon for so long. You have no idea. But you were there, and it was pretty cheap. We're nearing the end of the draft, and now I'm in the situation where do I want to pick up all 11 Pokemon, or do I just want to stick with the 9? And here I decided to go with all 11 because I would rather my opponent try to guess what exactly I could bring, because I think our first few picks are very, very dangerous, and then the bottom half, it's a Swiss Army knife. What is he going to bring exactly? We don't know. Too many variables. Anywho. So we picked up Cramorant. It's a defogger, which is something we really needed because our only form of removal is through Skarmory. So that's really why I picked up Cramorant, because it can just come in defog. It also gets the cool ability in Gold Missile where if it surfs or dives, it comes up with a little Cramorant or a Cuda or a Pikachu, and depending on which one I pick up, it either deals damage or paralyzes my opponent. So I love Cramorant so much in its derpiness. Respect the Grant, otherwise you'll get the cram. Yeah. Anywho, going into the 9th pick, I know I needed a Dark type Pokemon desperately because otherwise Psychic type Pokemon kind of just run through us. Because Lightus and Skarmory are only resistance, so I knew we needed an immunity. I also wanted a grounded poison type Pokemon, and we had enough points to sort of afford this expensive pick. And that pick was going to be Serpinchi, the Drapion. I forgot where I had Serpinchi before. And the league is I know it's in one of my teams. I just don't remember what league it was. But I've used Drapion before, and I think it's a really cool Pokemon. It gives it a Toxic Spikes Pokemon, a Pokemon that can set up Toxic Spikes. That's what I meant to say. And it's just a really cool Pokemon in my opinion. We get Sniper. What else we get? I forget what else abilities Drapion gets, but I'm really excited for it. I'm excited to have Drapion in the pot C. I think it's a cool Pokemon. So I'm excited nonetheless to have it on the squad. Going into the 10th round pick, like I said before, I had some transactions in mind, and I didn't want to keep Centiskorch because I just didn't like the idea of us being very rock weak with Scorch and Ribombee. I just didn't like having 2 bug type Pokemon. So I wanted a fire type Pokemon that I knew was going to stay. And looking at our team, I realized that we covered our ground weakness pretty well in my opinion. So I wasn't too worried or stressed about getting another resistance to ground. I thought about getting Colossal, but unfortunately that Pokemon was already taken. Something happened when I was picking up Palossand. I wanted to pick up Swampert, But again, I got sniped. I actually got sniped like 2 rounds before me, and I was very pissed. So it is what it is. So we ended up picking up was it Boob Zuka? That's the name of it. Boob, like Boob Zuka, because it's like a booby. It's funny. Anywho, we picked up Magmortar. Magmortar is actually kind of cool. It does a lot of stuff. It's very ugly, so look over that fact. But I am just excited to have Magmortar because it gets set up with Belly Drum. It gets Belly Drum. Despite it having a pretty weak attack stat, it does get Belly Drum, so we can be a sweeper if we wanted to. But it's also a nice special attacker, so that's really why we drafted Magmortar. It's also, pretty specially defensive, so I thought it paired nicely with the team. Going in the last pick, if you guys haven't guessed what this last Pokemon is going to be, like, what the hell have you guys been? I know I've been gone for a month, but, like, come on now. We picked up Eggy. There's something else to say. I've said so much about Eggy that at this point it's just reiteration after reiteration after reiteration. So we picked up Eggy as our last Pokemon, leaving us with 1 extra point for the draft, and we used that for our free agency picks. Going into our free agency picks, we dropped 4 Pokemon, and we used all of our points after that. So the first Pokemon we dropped was going to be Latias. I just didn't think I thought about how I used it. Either it was Latias or Latios, how I used it in the SSBL, and I just didn't like it. I was like, I don't think I can use Latias well. I would rather pick up a true Dragon-type menace, along with Eggy, of course. So we dropped Latias, we dropped Rabombe, we dropped Sandiscorch, we dropped Palossand. So we made some pretty big changes to our squad. So the first Pokemon we picked up was going to be Orbeetle. Again, I still want to web for the team, and so I thought Orbeetle kind of did that well. It sucks that we lost our fastest Pokemon on the squad, but I think that's fine, because the Pokemon that we picked up kind of pick up the slack from there. So we dropped Latias, we picked up Orbeetle. Very fun of this Pokemon, big brain plays, coming back to the squad. Very excited to have her once again. Again, it's a web setter, and it can do a lot of shenanigans with like Iron Defense, Calm Mind, Sword Power kind of stuff. It's another pivot Pokemon for us, so very excited to have big brain plays once again. Our next addition to the team is going to be Alpremi. Alpremi is just another, we're very specially defensive, and with Skarmy being our defensive backbone, I think it's going to be nice. It might bat us in the butt in terms of like physical Pokemon, but I think we'll be fine. Hopefully. Yeah. So we picked up Alpremi. Alpremi is just a Pokemon that can just set up and call mine and call mine and call mine and just never die. So I'm really excited to have Alpremi on the team. And the next Pokemon we picked up is going to be Cokehead Diggersby. I think there's not enough said about the nickname. Diggersby is a normal and ground-type Pokemon. It's a spike setter for us. With a huge power ability, it's just going to destroy teams. Like, you give one arm and the other, you go and like bam. I really like Diggersby. I've never used it before, but I'm excited to use it nonetheless. And again, I think our team needed some more like hazards, so we dropped some rocks and we picked up some spikes instead. So whether that helps us or hurts us is gonna be determined later on in the season. But I like the additions so far. And the last Pokemon we picked up, I believe Talon dropped this Pokemon, and I thought this is perfect. We picked up Haxorus. Yeah, Haxorus is just a freaking menace. Now that it gets Scale Shot, like, it doesn't even need Dragon Dance. It clicks Scale Shot and then obliterates team, especially with the ability like Mold Breaker. Pokemon with Levitate are not going to appreciate, they're not going to be able to come in against Haxorus, because it's like, oh, you have Levitate. No, you don't. EQ. That's what I imagined. Anywho, but that's the squad. We have Terrakion, Raikou, Haxorus, Skarmory, Diggersby, Alpremi, Orbeetle, Cramorant, Drapion, Magmortar, and a Golden Executor. I am so pumped for this team. That's why I even did the makeup, because I'm very excited. I'm so glad to be back and doing, content stuff. My nose is very itchy. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of the team down below in the comment section. I know we're pretty, our removal is pretty limited. Our fairy typing coverage isn't, our answers to fairy types isn't the best. But I think we can do well with this team. I really do. I'm so excited. If you guys are too, by all means, hit the like button down below, subscribe if you have not already, and consider donating to my Buy Me a Coffee page so we can do more stuff like this. Anywho, week 1 will be coming about a week after this. I think I might do power rankings in a meme way. So anyways, yeah, we'll see you guys for week 1. Makeup won't be every week because that just takes way too long and I don't have the patience for it. This was really hard to do. Anyways, I'll see you guys for week 1. Peace. I'm a juggalo, baby. Woo. I can't go outside. Like, I have to do this makeup, wash my hair. I don't know why I did this. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching this video of mine. If you guys did enjoy this content, by all means hit that like button down below and subscribe if you have not already. If you guys want to continue watching my content, Sir Jorge himself has picked a video just for you on the left of the screen. Just all you have to do is click it, but YouTube does think you guys will enjoy the video on the right. The choice is yours. Anyways, you guys do know me as Sir Jorge the Great. Make sure you appreciate the word of aloha, Eggy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.